Here we go, everyone. This is Acid Roots. I've got some spicy nacho Doritos. So, make one more before I start. We're gonna talk about Shawnna. So, really, Shawnna was with Ludacris, and she had a hit song just about 10 years ago called Getting Some Head. And unfortunately, this was the only song that you ever heard from her, more than likely. It's just unfortunate because we didn't necessarily get a ton more. Like, obviously a song like that, you gotta say, well, getting some dome, this type of stuff, really, where do you go from there? That's just like the next thing. And, that was kind of a problem. Sometimes rappers are pigeonholed in that, so the aftermath was Shawnna never dropped an album and got dropped from the label. So, but this is a surprise number. It's another real June, July, August type album. Just some numbers on here, but the biggest weakness to it is just the best songs on this album are not they're not repeated. So there's 14 songs, and there's like 3 or 4 of them that are absolutely the best songs on this album. So the title of the album is called Block Music, and the unfortunate part is, you think, well, a block, when you think of block parties, that sort of stuff, is just an outdoor party. That's not necessarily a club. So obviously this is going to be barbecue, picnic, and backyard type parties, but it just does not have enough of this energy to really carry it through. So I know Shawnna's capable of making hits outside of the Getting Some song, but there really wasn't like sheer radio songs made. So she's just pretty good at album cuts, not necessarily superstar at making radio ready songs. Ludacris is someone who is, and he's lightly featured on this album. I mean that really grand. I would have thought he would have been on like a Move Bitch or Roll Out type song, but he just wasn't. So he obviously could have offered Shawnna a little bit of ideas. But anyways, let's get to the album. Seeing as there are 14 songs, there's actually 13 if you don't count the Getting Some remix. So a few songs you can smoke to. I think Candy Coated, Damn, Block Music, In the Shaw, Lil Daddy What's Good, and either of the Getting Some Head songs would be real good to smoke to. She does not really have it. She does mention that she does get loose, so you don't have to worry. That's mainly one of the reasons why I picked this album. Is just it's ideal for a hot May or June day or something. So keep that in mind. The production that was kind of a weakness of it. I felt like Lil Daddy What's Good, Getting Some, and Block Music were some good beats, but the production just is not quite as extensive as should have happened. I mean, I pretty much consider like Shawnna like the second biggest person on Ludacris's label. So, at least at the time, she made waves with that song, and everyone was kind of waiting to see what was going to happen next, and just didn't turn out. So, about the unheard songs. Alright, I'm gonna talk about the songs that are, good for backyard type stuff. Little Daddy What's Good and Damn are both two of the best songs on this album. You pair that up with Getting Some, you've got three smash songs that can get things wild. They're ideal. Shawnna knows how to cut loose. I'd probably add block music to that as well, and Can't Do It Like Me if it was just a little bit longer. But at least those four songs are worthwhile. Candy Coated is another one, but some people might get tired of the fact that they just say Candy Coated throughout the whole song. Plus, I felt like the beat just wasn't as good as it could have been. I mean, I expected that song to be one of the best on the album, but it's kind of like a slow burner, so it might turn into a hit. That's an almost song. There's a couple slow numbers that work. In the Shaw, which is in Chicago, and Take It Slow. Both of these are more seductive numbers. Well, I don't know if In the Shaw is, but they just feel more relaxed, this breezy type music. So really, I'll list the songs that I like. I like 7 of them. Getting Some, Head, Lil Daddy What's Good, Damn, Block Music, Can't Do It Like Me, In the Shaw, and Take It Slow. Those are the 7 songs. And Candy Coated was an almost song, which might grow on you. And then there was Can't Break Me. So, yeah, between those songs, there's just any number of them. Like really, the part about it that was so needed was just songs that kind of dealt with the attitude of the picture that she was trying to portray. If you like arcades, you need to deal with things that people who like arcades would deal with. Like, obviously you're going to need money, you're going to need quarters, you're going to probably want to eat pizza or whatever food is served there, and you're going to just whatever else goes with that picture. You probably might like video game shirts. These are things that happen. And for block music, it's kind of like, well, Candy Coated lets us know there's really only 2 songs that are about getting loose, and that's just the unfortunate part. Block music feels as if you should have your shirt off on every single song, and that there's just too many numbers that kind of flip the script and fail at doing it. So it just didn't result that well. Plus, you add up the fact that there's only one radio song. There's just a lot to complain about, despite the fact that the ideas are top, damn near perfect. So, this was supposed to be better than a Ludacris album almost. Ludacris has never been that ground level and stuff, but anyways, so I recommend this album despite that I complained about it, because I liked 7 songs, and I like 7 songs plus at least one almost song. So that would result in like 8 out of 14. And I guess I would say 8 out of 13 because one of them is the same song. I'm going to give this album a 7.5. That's pretty much what it's going to get. I know that's a little bit high, but the 2 almost songs would make it 9 out of 14. And then if you really want to count the remix, Lil Wayne, Ludacris are on the song. So it's got some caliber stuff on here. So just look forward to that. So it's really a good about 10 songs, but this, that complaint that there's just not those party numbers is the biggest weakness. So yeah, I give it a 7.5. The future, like I said, Shawnna is pretty much down the drain, but I think she might have dropped a couple mixtapes or something. I'm not sure. But is this album social? Now I'm going to give it a 4.5 social, just because the idea of it is really good. I think most people are not going to know who she is outside of that song. So, most people are thinking one hit wonder, and, there's not really any huge guests that are going to show up on these songs to kind of suggest, hey, check out Shawnna. So without the big name guests, there's guests on here, but they're not necessarily mainstream on the radio all the time rappers. So one radio song and just not enough take your shirt off songs, 4.5 out of 10 for that. So subscribe for more fun. I give this album a 7.5 and a 4.5 out of 10 social.